discipline and professionalism as they begin their military careers.
We are going from one place to another to distribute these relief materials. We are very grateful to National Emergency Management.
Kebbi State Emergency Management Agency and National Emergency Management Agency commence distribution of relief materials to IDPs. And Nigeria's tourism sector to contribute 12.3 trillion naira to economy by 2032 and create 2.6 million new jobs in coming decade. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 on Nta News24. We are live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. President Bola Tinubu has charged passing out cadets of the Nigerian Defence Academy to exhibit a high sense of discipline and professionalism if they hope to rise to the zenith of their military careers. He stated this in a message during the passing out parade and commissioning ceremony of 71 regular course and direct short service course 28 Army and 32 Air Force at the Nigeria Defence Academy in Kaduna. These 823 cadets who carry themselves with newfound confidence have their faces filled with a blend of pride and anticipation. President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Speaker House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, tasked the officers to always display a high sense of discipline, dedication, commitment and perseverance if they want to reach the peak of their careers. While commending the armed forces in the fight against insurgency in the country, he wants the officers to ensure they carry on with the same vigor and dedication so that the ultimate sacrifice paid by fallen heroes doesn't go in vain. The graduating cadets, now officers in the Nigerian Armed Forces, are ready to face the challenges that lie ahead. President Bola Tinubu has appointed 7 executive directors for the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, lists the executive directors as Ayo Adewuyi, reappointed as Executive Director News, Barrister Ibrahim Aliu, Executive Director Special Duties. He is a legal practitioner. Malam Mohammed Fatuhu Mustafa, Executive Director, Administration and Training. Mrs. Apinke Efyong, Executive Director, Finance, an expert in financial marketing with Treasury, Management, Accounting and Reporting skills. Mrs. Tari Taylor, Executive Director, Programs, an audio-visual creator, producer and showrunner. Mr. Sadiq Musa Omeza, Executive Director, Engineering. And Mrs. Oluwakemi Fashino, Executive Director, Marketing. She is an integrated marketing communications professional and chartered marketer. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has forwarded the names of members of the inaugural governing board of the Northwest Development Commission, NWDC, to the Senate for confirmation. In a release by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the step follows President Tinubu's signing of the Northwest Development Commission Bill into law on the 24th of July, marking a crucial milestone in the Commission's establishment. The NWDC governing board nominees are Ambassador Haruna Ginso Jigawa as Chairman, Professor Abdullahi Shehu Maaji Kano as MD CEO, as well as members including Dr. Yahaya Umar, Namahe Sokoto, Aminu Suleiman Kebbi, Senator Tijani Yahaya Kaura Zamfara, Abdul Kadir Uzman Kaduna, and Mohammed Ali Wudil Kano. Others are Shamsu Sule Katsina, Nasidi Ali Jigawa. The nominated board members are expected to contribute their wealth of experience and expertise to the Commission's mandate of developing the Northwest region, and the NWC will focus on catalyzing significant growth economic empowerment and social development of the region. The release acknowledges President Tinubu's unwavering commitment to supporting the NWDC in its mission to bring sustainable development to the Northwest. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, has pledged Nigeria's support to the global campaign against lead poisoning to save the lives of vulnerable citizens in the mining industry. Reviewing the exhibition of the lead campaign at the Lead-Free Future event organized by UNICEF and USAID on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, Alake announced plans to procure additional equipment for the detection of lead in communities plagued by lead poisoning. He advocated more enlightenment on the threat posed to persons in the mining of gold and other minerals, emphasizing that cleaning up lead from communities will restore child and maternal health. He emphasized the need to factor lead reduction in the process of local value addition being championed by the ministry. USAID Representative Casey Bartram appreciated the commitment of the Nigerian government in sanitizing the mining industry with globally accepted policies. Nigeria's tourism sector is to contribute 12.3 trillion naira to the economy by 2032 and create 2.6 million new jobs in the coming decade. Minister of Tourism Lola Adejon stated this as Nigeria joined the global community to commemorate the World Tourism Day under the theme Tourism and Peace. Kimberly Williams reports.
The 2024 World Tourism Day is focusing on the connection between tourism and fostering global harmony and peace through inclusion, job creation, and strengthening local economies. Minister of Tourism Mrs. Lola Adejon says the ministry is focused on developing a comprehensive tourism database, a mobile app, and virtual tours to highlight Nigeria's diverse destinations for a global audience. She says the digital transformation is being undertaken in partnerships with the private sector, especially with young tech innovators.
We are committed to unlocking our potential through policy and leadership enhancement, implementing a thorough national tourism policy and tourism development master plan, and reactivating key structures like the Presidential Council on Tourism, chaired by Mr. President himself.
The minister called on state governments and private sector investors to collaborate with the federal government in reviving tourist attractions in the country.
Governments, private enterprises, non-governmental organizations, and local communities must work together to leverage our collective strengths and resources.
Very funny exercise that social media brings up to you, these cute trends. There was a day that they will be putting a map and they will be placing the 36 states of Nigeria in the map, and then they will be telling you how many states have you visited. I want to extend that question to you all. How many states have you visited so far?
In line with the theme of the World Tourism Day, the minister stressed that the true power of tourism lies in its ability to foster unity, break down barriers, and support inclusive growth. In Abuja, Kimberly Williams, Nta News.
This is the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. We'll take a short break. More reports when we return.
Nigeria is at the threshold of another milestone in its history as the country is set for the celebration of its 64th independence anniversary on the 1st of October. This year's celebration with the theme, Nigeria at 64, reflecting on the past, inspiring the future, affords the country the chance to reflect on the journey of nationhood and assess the task of nation building.
There's hardship, but how did we get here?
As this year's celebration coincides with the country's 25 years of unbroken democracy, the task of engendering an inclusive governance that caters for every segment, especially the youth, is now.
We've sustained 25 years of democracy this year. We don't want to keep the people hungry and angry.
Nigeria at 64, reflecting on the past, inspiring the future.
Thanks for staying with us. Distribution of relief materials to internally displaced persons in Shanga local government area of Kebbi State has commenced. Officials of the Kebbi State Emergency Management Agency and the National Emergency Management Agency flagged off the distribution at the headquarters of the local government area. Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa reports.
There are about 3,000 internally displaced persons in Shanga local government area of Kebbi State. Items distributed include rice, beans, seasoning cubes, cooking oil, mosquito net, blankets, and mats, among others.
The support came at the right time because we have lost everything. At least this will help.
We really appreciate the efforts of the government. These items will no doubt help us.
The gesture is a joint effort of Kebbi State Emergency Management Agency (SEMA) and National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA), aimed at bringing succor to the people impacted by the disaster.
We are going from one place to another to distribute these relief materials. We are very grateful to National Emergency Management Agency and the Kebbi State government.
The distribution of relief materials will also be extended to victims in other parts of the state. In Shanga local government area of Kebbi State, Abdul Mohammed Bawa, Nta News.
Dreams, they say, can come true, and this saying best describes the current situation of the people of Shaku community in Lavun local government area of Niger State, as they join the League of Rural Communities connected to the national grid to enjoy electricity after more than 50 years. This benevolence is courtesy of the Nigerian Navy Special Intervention Quick Impact Project scheme aimed at strengthening existing mutual military-community relations. Fatima Ali reports.
The electrification of Shaku, Lavun local government area of Niger State, is among the infrastructure projects targeted at communities of 7 admirals in Nigeria as conceived by the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala. This non-kinetic line of operations by the Nigerian Navy is an age-long tradition of strengthening military-community relations through service and support. The Chief of the Naval Staff was represented at the event.
Makes it easier for us to get the requisite support that we need from the communities in terms of intelligence and other information, and win their hearts and minds.
The chief host, in company of his people, could not hide their joy.
This was a vision that our father had over 30 years ago, that Shaku community should be electrified, should have electrification, and God will have it. The chief of Naval Staff, Chuku Gala, has brought this tremendous vision and aspiration to fruition.
The slogan for Niger State is Power State. So there will be no project that will be more important than power project in Niger State.
Representative of the Etunupe and other prominent personalities at the occasion expressed the belief that the project will ignite progress and transform the lives of the people socio-economically. In Mina, Fatima Ali, NTA News.
In the meantime, the naval outpost Ida in Kogi State is taking steps to support education in communities as part of efforts to connect education and national security. Through its Educational Rhapsody initiative, the Nigerian Navy is investing in the future of the nation's youth. Ayodele Bemi reports that this exercise was extended to Ankpa.
At the LGEA Central School in Ankpa, school children were provided with educational materials to assist them in their studies. The initiative meets their basic needs and foster a sense of responsibility within the community.
This initiative was a directive from the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral E.I. Ogala, under the auspices of Operation Delta Sanity 3. It is a system in which the Navy reaches out to the caterers for it. In this regard, this particular community has been of good use to us regarding information and intelligence. Well, my target is to ensure that we enrich the students, as we know that education is key and these children are the future of tomorrow.
Beneficiaries described the initiative as timely and impactful.
Happy for this gift. God bless Nigerian Navy. God continue to bless their work.
We thank Nigerian Navy for this good gesture for the children. We appreciate them.
We have never seen any military paramilitary that has come to do this kind of a wonder thing to Ankpa local government.
This is a wonderful gesture. God bless Nigerian Navy.
Earlier, the team from the Naval Outpost Ida paid a visit to the palace of Onu Ankpa Alhaji Abdul Malik Umar, who reaffirmed his support for the Navy's efforts in promoting education.
The limit of my appreciation has no bound. I appreciate what they have been doing and what they have decided to do in Ankpa, my community today. May God continue to develop them, promote them from strength to strength.
The Naval Outpost Ida continues its educational rhapsody initiative in other communities across Kogi State. Ayodele Ibigbemi, Nta News.
In other news, the National Orientation Agency, in collaboration with United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund and the National Population Commission, is engaging relevant stakeholders in Bayelsa State to buy into the ongoing electronic birth registration by the NPC. The engagement is aimed at capturing all unregistered births of children from 0 to 5 years as a critical initiative to improving birth registrations for their attendant benefits. Ifoma Aihoji reports.
The Bayelsa State Advocacy and Press Conference on the 2024 birth registrations campaign staged a robust brainstorming by religious and traditional leaders, media professionals, and other key stakeholders who expressed commitment to increasing awareness on the ongoing National Population Commission (NPC's) e-birth registration.
We got people from diverse backgrounds, and we're happy that we have a lot of them from the religious background, NGOs and all that. So they were here, took the message, and they have promised to take the message to the various communities and groups which they belong.
Birth registration also helps government at all levels because it is a veritable source of statistical data for effective planning for sustainable local, state and national development.
The advocacy meeting afforded the key players the platform to express concerns, processes of the exercise, and make relevant submissions.
We are now in a digital world, and birth certificate is very, very important. And I believe that these dates that are collected are going to be keyed into national systems that will help. So we encourage everybody, and I am going to take the message to the Christian.
To the Bayelsa State Council for Islamic Affairs, who will take this message to them, and I want to assure you, every one of us will embrace this program.
Already, the State National Orientation Agency, NOA, has deployed community orientation and mobilization officers to the 8 local government areas of Bayelsa State to engage with the grassroots dwellers on the importance of embracing the e-birth registration initiative. And to justify these efforts, the authorities implore Nigerians in Bayelsa State to take advantage of the mop-up exercise to register the birth of their 0 to 5-year-olds, while stakeholders are expected to provide necessary support to the over 400 ad hoc registrars recruited to drive this cause. In Yanagwa, Ifoma Aihoji, Nta News.
The Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NISA, has re-echoed the need for the public to heed the agency's warning and clear their drainages, gutters, and make way for water runoff, adding that steady rise in water levels of the rivers Niger and Benue have reached peak levels. Director General of NISA notes that the prolonged rain across the country has caused some of the devastating flash floods. He promised that NISA will continue to monitor the water levels of major rivers while working in synergy with emergency response agencies and the media to safeguard lives and property and abate flood impacts, enhance food security, and foster sustainable water resource management. Now, broadening the minds of young would-be entrepreneurs is a panacea to the current economic hardships being felt by Nigerians. This was the focus of a book launch in Abuja, where the book titled Business Geek interrogates critical areas in business ideas, plans and implementation. that are easy to understand with the right support and determination, and can go a long way to empowering many Nigerians who are desirous of working for themselves and attaining financial independence. The author of the book, a young Nigerian herself, highlights what inspired her to write the book that many have described as thought-provoking and inspirational.
It's just something like a legacy. I said, let me write this book, pen it down so that other people that always look up to me, asking me, you're good at this, you're good at that, how can I reach out to them? Book is something that can travel anywhere around the world, so it's easier to pass the message with no stress. That's why I said, okay, let me just pen it down to have it.
The book we're about to launch, I think, is the solution to the troubled economy that Nigeria is in today. With about 100 skills that our youth can engage in.
A book like this is a book for all times, because everybody is looking for how to do something away from regular employment. When you can't find it, then it's important for you to do something else and be creative. And Dr. Asma'u Basira has written a book, The Business Geek, that would help particularly young people understand that you can start a business with little or nothing.
I really want to commend the effort that went to that, and of course the beautiful delivery that she gave to us.
The federal government has declared Tuesday, 1st October 2024 public holiday to commemorate the nation's 64th independence anniversary. Minister of Interior Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who made the declaration on behalf of the federal government, congratulates Nigerians at home and abroad on the occasion. The minister hails the patience and hard work of Nigerian men and women, adding that their sacrifices will not be in vain. Aligning himself with the theme of the anniversary, Tunji-Ojo reiterates the need for Nigerians to reflect on the labor of heroes past and be inspired for the tasks ahead, realizing that the dream Nigeria can only be built with unity. While wishing Nigerians a happy independence anniversary, the minister urges citizens to remain steadfast in nation building. Let's now get some sports stories.
Apostle will hear of this. I will tell Apostle about this. This is what you want to use your life for.
We might all remember this popular comedy skit. However, today's not for skits. Rather, this is just to paint a mental picture of the minds of most Nigerians after Team Nigeria finished with 0 medals to her name at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. But as the Olympic disappointment sunk in even further, it was the Nigerian Paralympians who once again proved that with the right mindset and support, success is possible. The Nigerian Paralympians won 2 gold, 3 silver and 2 bronze medals, finishing 40th on the Paralympics medals table and 4th in Africa.
Reward system at times could be a motivating factor, because some of the athletes that have gone ahead to represent other countries that are of Nigerian descent could have won these medals for Nigeria if they had been adequately rewarded and if our facilities have been well maintained and is in place to host and entertain their practice and preparation for the Olympics.
The Nigerian Paralympic team have become a beacon of hope for the country, consistently delivering stellar performances on the world stage despite facing their own unique challenges. It's a perfect demonstration of ability in disability.
Most of these Paralympians are homegrown here in Nigeria, and even if the facilities are not up to date, they are forced to keep training all around the circle, and that is responsible for them coming home with medals.
The contrast between the Olympic and Paralympic outings is stark. Regardless, Nigeria now faces important questions. How do we better prepare our athletes for global competitions? How do we ensure that the promise of Nigerian sports is fully realized? Questions that, if well answered, could create a pathway for future Olympic and Paralympic successes.
What are we doing that we are not doing right is that we are not preparing very early. We are not putting the right mindset into the Olympians going to and the Olympics. So I think all this being equal, what matters most is that going next to the Olympic next, we'll come together, plan. We have about 4,000 days to the next Olympics in Los Angeles. We should plan very well as a country. We should put in all hands on deck and go further.
For a new world record, 150 kilograms. The lift is complete. Eyes turn to the scoreboard, and it's a new world record again on Nyechi Mark with 150.
In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, Nta News.
And with that, we conclude the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Thank you for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.